So guys, today back from another video on the channel. Today we're here for the 2020-21 Newcastle United Awards. I've done this video for the last 3 to 4 seasons now, and it's a good video to make. I'm not the one who's actually picked whoever wins it. I put it on my Instagram page, and they've been on there for so long now. I had this video planned for ages ago, but obviously the full COVID situation and whatnot. So I have got my awards here. I'll go through each one, obviously naming every single category and all the votes. Thanks to anyone who voted on Instagram. It does mean there's a lot of them with a lot of votes, and some of them are getting over like nearly 1,500 votes just from my Instagram page. Really does mean a lot. Follow the Instagram if you haven't already. But I've had this video planned for ages, and it's good now to finally sit down and record it. I love doing this video. It's a yearly thing, and I love doing it. So let's get going to it now, and let's start off with game of the season. Game of the season, then we'll start off with Newcastle United versus Everton, Burnley versus Newcastle, Newcastle versus Manchester City, and Newcastle versus Leicester. Winner was Leicester versus Newcastle 2-4 or 4-2. That got 913 votes, which I think it's a deserved winner. What a game of football that was. 4-0 up against Leicester, being in the Champions League. Second was Newcastle versus Man City, the 3-4 game. That got 279 votes. Next it was the Everton versus Newcastle game, 2-0 with 122 votes. And then with only just 28 votes, which I thought it would have a lot more considering how effective it was to our season, was the Burnley versus Newcastle game. But the Leicester versus Newcastle one, being 4-0 up in like the 80th minute at the King Power Stadium. It was unbelievable. Joe Willock was fantastic that day. Callum Wilson with 2 goals. Maxi was brilliant. Paul Dummett on the score sheet. It was a fantastic game, it really was, and what a win it was. And it was the game that pretty much secured our safety in the Premier League after such a long, terrible season. A game like that can really just make you remember that season, and I remember this season for the sake of that 4-2 win. So a really big win, a good win, 4-2 against Leicester. It was a really good game. We're going for a big one now. We are going to be doing player of the season. First one is Callum Wilson. Joe Willock is the second nominee. Third nominee is Saint-Maximin, and finally Caldolo. The club gave it to Callum Wilson, but the BinksNUFC Instagram page and the YouTube channel have given it to Joe Willock. Joe Willock gets player of the season for Newcastle, and I wouldn't have minded if Callum Wilson won or Joe Willock won. It was an unbelievable season for them too, really was. For the sake of what Callum Wilson's injuries were, and obviously settling into the team and everything, he done extremely well for getting like, I think it was 12 goals and 5 assists. Really, really good. But Joe Willock changed our season, and I think personally Joe Willock deserves it. Coming in on loan, there's a lot of pressure to come in and prove your point to be a player, because he wants to step up his career, and it's a really good start for him at Newcastle, and he's came to Newcastle and stunned the show. He was unbelievable, and fair play to the club for bringing him in, because he's kept us up. If you take with the goals, I think we would have still survived, but it would have been a much harder end of the season. So Joe Willock, 7 games, 7 goals, fantastic player of the season for the BinksNUFC channel goes to Joe Willock. Now we've got the most improved player, starting off with Jacob Murphy. Caldolo is the second nominee, Joe Linton is the third one, and Paul Dummett. The winner with nearly 1,000 votes goes to Jacob Murphy. When we first signed him, it was exciting. A young lad from Newcastle coming in, and we all felt that he could have done something, and he just couldn't get that going. And he got the 1 goal in his first season. Second season didn't really play, got sent on loan to West Brom. Then in Bruce's first season, he was at Sheffield Wednesday for the full season. Their fans loved him, and he came back and had a chance at Newcastle. And when he'd been playing, you've got to take your hat off to him. There have been some games where it's like, how Jacob, fucking hell, just fucking shite. But there's been some games where he's been man of the match. Wolves away, I think he was brilliant at Sheffield United at home where the fans were back. He's had a good season, and he got nearly 1,000 votes, so he deserves to be given the most improved player. Joe Linton came second, and I think he's a player that has improved a lot. Confident, and I think next season, fingers crossed, third season lucky, that he can do something at Newcastle. But fair play to Jacob Murphy, great season from him, and it's good to see him back playing at Newcastle. Now we've got goal of the season. Starting off with Joe Linton's goal versus Morecambe, Saint-Maximin's goal against Burnley at home, Jacob Murphy's free kick against Wolverhampton Wanderers, and Alan Saint-Maximin's goal against Burnley away from home. The winner is Alan Saint-Maximin against Burnley away from home. He came on in that game and absolutely changed it. He got Jacob Murphy that goal, and that solo run was exceptional. And the celebration as well, I love the dance by Alan Saint-Maximin. That was such a big game, and a game that really changed our season. The first half to the second half was ridiculous how a team can change, and it was because of one man, and it was Maximin. The goal itself took on about 4 players, sent the cameraman to the opposite directions, and stood it in the back of the net with his weak foot. What a goal it was, and what a player he is. Deserves a bit of credit, because he's been unbelievable this season and kept us up really. If he didn't get COVID, we could have been a little bit higher, but what a player, what a player, what a goal, and what a win it was. Alan Saint-Maximin away from home against Burnley gets goal of the season. Now we have got signing of the season, and it's very similar to player of the season. We have got Callum Wilson, Joe Willock obviously, and then I've just had to put 2 players in there, so I've put Ryan Fraser and Jamal Lewis in. And the winner, like player of the season, is signing of the season as well. It is Joe Willock, and I think he deserves that. I think for the sake of a signing, if you take Joe Willock out, we potentially get relegated. If you take Callum Wilson out, do we get relegated? It's tough, because you don't know who's going to score the goals or who's going to be up front at them opportunities, if it's Joe Linton or if we've signed someone else. But I think Joe Willock, fantastic. It really has been a really good season for Joe Willock, and 800 votes he got, by 805. Fantastic from him. And we're actually ending off the video with a negative award, which, I mean, I think I put this in because this is, for me, being the worst season following Newcastle. I don't know if that's because not going to the games or whatever, but it for me has been the worst season following Newcastle. So, worst moment of the season, started off with both games versus Brighton. Brentford 1-0, put down that Sheffield United performance. And then I made one every moment this season, and the winner for the worst moment of the season goes to Sheffield United. That performance against Sheffield United, it was really, really poor. Just an awful game. It really was an awful game, and I don't know where to even think about that, because I knew we were going to get beat. I put on my Instagram saying we're going to get beat today, and everyone was going, no, we can't get beat, they haven't won a game. I was right, and we did get beat and we lost. So it was just an awful game. I remember watching it, and I remember just sitting there like that, so sad and just so disappointed in this football club. And from there it was just downhill. It was downhill at that point anyway, but it was getting even more downhill, and it was really poor. It was really poor at that point. So it was so unlucky. It was so unlucky to lose their games and keep losing them. It was so shit, but I thought I had to make that, because I think for me it's obviously been the worst season following Newcastle. It's been a shit time, really has been. I've got Rona now. It's been a madness, boys. But anyways, that is the end of the awards. Let me know if you agree. Like I've got to say, this is not my decision. I pretty much agree with everything I want, to be fair, but these weren't my decisions. These were through my Instagram. I wanted to record this video weeks ago, and I'm only just recording it now because I felt a bit more lively and a bit more energetic to sit down and talk, and I'm still not 100% like back to normal. I've still got a really bad nose, struggling to eat stuff, but it's getting better, boys. It's getting better. Make sure to leave a like, subscribe to the channel. I'll see you all for the next video. I don't know if the next video will be the keep and sell. I've got that one planned, and I'm also going to do a video of me just speaking about my COVID situation. So see you in the next one, boys. Have a good one, and yeah, up the mags, up the pussy. Have a good one, boys.